clapping sound. Rob Washam, ladies and gentlemen. Rob Washam.
Hey. All right, I actually didn't have to go through customs. I went to Oregon. I had to go to take a quick trip to Oregon this week. The trip was not without some challenges. Thunderstorms when you're taking off. And then as we were approaching in for landing in Oregon, I didn't realize this, is, you know, we think we had some smoke issues here or whatnot. The smoke was everywhere. So we're coming into land, you can smell smoke in the plane. I'm like, I'm just gonna assume that's not the plane. You're like, oh, it's fine, it's just the earth. And then mid-flight, there was another kind of unique challenge where all of a sudden they come over to the intercom and say, are there any medical professionals on the flight? And could they come to the front? I'm like, oh, that's never good. And then a little bit later they say, if anyone needs to use the restroom, use the one in the back, don't use the one in the front. And then nothing was ever mentioned again. So like, well, I think I know where this went. Someone had explosive diarrhea on the plane, and they're then locked in the tube 5 miles off the ground having explosive diarrhea. So, and that got me on a whole tangent thinking about that. Like with the explosive diarrhea, they've gone through this whole investigation, and it took them like a month to then put out there that Taco Bell might be a culprit. It's like, how is that not an immediate option? We would have thought like within a day or two, it's like line up the usual suspects here. It's 5 items from the Taco Bell menu. It's like, which one of you did this? You know, this is not your first time here. It's like, oh, Kaiser Sose is the Chalupa Grande. So, but then other people were blaming Mercury. You know, because Mercury's in retrograde, and that's always tied to these bad things happening and all this. Like, how can you blame Mercury? This is clearly related to Uranus. Yeah. So then, I was glad to see that, you know, they eventually pinned it on the lettuce, and, you know, we used some science to finally get to that kind of conclusion. And usually when these emergencies happen, they're always like all thoughts and prayers and all that kind of thing. But really, if you're gonna say, you know, let us pray, by doing that, you're gonna end up making us let us pray. Thank you. So, a related note, I was listening to NPR, and they were talking about what's called FMT, which is fecal microbiota transplantation. And this is a treatment for people who their gut biome has died or gone away for whatever reason. And to get that fixed, the doctor will take somebody else's poo and shove it up your bum in order to recolonize you. So in order to do this, these doctors, they need poop. You know, they're looking for poop. And they need everyone's poop here. They will buy your poop from you. They will pay $500 a poop. And if you think about it, poop is about a pound, you know? So that's $500 a pound for poop. You compare that to other stuff that you buy, like, think about like Starbucks coffee and what that costs. Like Starbucks coffee ain't worth shit. It literally ain't worth shit. But then at $500 a pound, then you think about these people that have this explosive diarrhea. These people are gold mines now. They're just shooting money out. They're like the Beverly Hillbillies all of a sudden. They've got bubbling crude. They're going about like brown gold, Taco Bell tea. You know? But unfortunately, they won't accept the liquid form, but that would have made sense though, because I would have thought you could just take like a super soaker and just fill it up with that. The doctor just pumps it up a few times, jams it in there, and bam, you're recolonized. You got the problem solved. But no, it's got to be solid, certain consistency and all this. They even provide a chart called the Bristol Stool Scale. And I don't know if that's named after some poor doctor named Bristol or whatever, or Bristol, Connecticut maybe. But you've got to find the right consistency in all this. So they expect you to do your business, turn around, look in the bowl with the chart, and then, you know, select one that matches the right criteria. You go, ooh, that's a nice one. That one's good. I might charge $600 for this. You know, hey doc, you want this shit. You need this shit. Your patients have got to be shitting me. So, what's my next one? So then once you have your shit selected, you've got to fill out a few other things. They want to know about your diet and your lifestyle, things like that. You get past that point, and they actually asked you for a photo of your body. It feels a little awkward. It's like, this is a long walk to get somebody to send you some nudes. You don't really have to come up with some kind of poop pyramid scheme and all this to get nudes. You just got to ask, that's all you need to do. All right, reality shows. In my family, I'm forced to watch a lot of reality shows, and I don't like them. But this causes me to then critique them a bit, think how could these things be better, and so on. So my youngest, she enjoys the show Is It Cake, right? And they bring out like 5 objects, and the contestants have to pick which one of those is cake. And they'll look at the shape and whatever, and they'll say it's either 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So I have a new version of this I think is more interesting, where they wheel out 5 plates of shit. And then the contestants have to look at it and decide, was it cake? They can look at the consistency, they can look at the shape, or whatever. Ooh, that could have been angel food. But then with all this explosive diarrhea, the game is much more challenging. But in the end, they always pick number 2. All right, my oldest, she enjoys Love Island, and that show sucks. It's just dumb, attractive people making out, arguing over nothing, and all this. It's like we got to up the stakes here. Let's make this more interesting. So I think that somebody on the show should have a disease like herpes or AIDS or something like that, and they got to figure out who it is. And if the infected, if they can, go the whole show without being detected, they win a prize or something like that. So I've been kind of thinking through there's a lot of different versions that you could come up with this, and I've been workshopping some titles, so there we go. So the first one, mono e mono. Somebody has mono, you try to guess who, you'll be pleasantly surprised. Then what have you got? She's got a crabbit. Naughty or lice. It should be naughty or lice parentheses pubic. The Rhea world, where you could get gonorrhea, you could get explosive diarrhea. It's a crapshoot. And then it burns when I pee island. I was running out of steam at that point. So, all right, I'll leave it this. I don't really like talking politics and other stuff like that, but I'm just thinking about all the stuff that's going on. I think I see kind of a common thread through all of it here. So if you stay with me, we've got high gas prices, tariffs, no tariffs, tariffs again. You've got this explosive diarrhea stuff. You've got war, no war, war again. And you've got officials worried about testosterone and sperm counts. You've got the Epstein files, all this stuff. This administration could be summed up in one word: fluid. All right.